Hello everybody, this is Ben for the Blue Monday podcast on a weird scouting mission for my beloved Ipswich. I have just witnessed Reading 2, Cardiff 2. Why am I here? Because Ipswich are playing Reading on Saturday and I was free and down the road, so I thought I'd come and give it a look. I've already seen Cardiff play once this season. They beat Ipswich 3-1, so I kind of knew what to expect from them. Not so much about Reading. Saw them twice last year. Obviously they got in the playoffs and they've dropped off quite a lot since then. Freezing cold night in Berkshire, low crowd, Sky Sports, etc, etc. Going to try and do this from the Reading car park, which cost me 10 quid, beautiful. Cagey sort of first 10 minutes. Cardiff with their usual long throw start that I saw in Wales. Reading is still persisting with this business of playing out from the back with the goal kicks and whatnot. 10th minute, Patterson throws in another grenade. Bogle didn't quite anticipate it, good chance that. Mendes-Lang, great run on 12, double step over. He's got McShane on toast, he blasts it. Manoni saves it, kind of saves it with his shoulder. Didn't know much about it, but was in good position. Good play from Mendes-Lang, good chance. But on 15 minutes, Reading force a corner from a quick free kick. They haven't really had much of the game since then. Kelly swings it in near post. There's no Cardiff player there at all. Sorry, no Reading player there at all. And Patterson gets in a muddle with Etheridge on the near post, and in it goes for an own goal. So Reading take the lead kind of against the run of play. On 15, 21, good dribble and cross on the right by Luco. Kerman kind of gets up well, but he kind of sort of over-engineers the header, tries to put too much on it when probably could have used some of the pace off the cross. I'm really interested in this Reading goal kick business from an Ipswich point of view on Saturday. So Cardiff's tactic was to come right onto it and press right up close. I can't see Ipswich doing it. There were times when Reading looked really jittery with it, but the times where they broke through, if they do play through that press, they've really kind of got you from then on, and it almost always kind of resulted in a goal scoring, not goal scoring chance, but a decent attack because you've already broken the press. So it's an interesting tactic, and when it does work, it looks good. I can't see Mick pressing up that high on Saturday. Anyway, game gets a bit niggly. Cardiff sort of little bit on top, I'd say. Bit of gamesmanship from them. 31, corner for Cardiff, cleared out. Nice cross back in by Demore. Good chance for Hoyle at this. He kind of goes for a diving head, a really low down diving head, and doesn't really get much on it. Bogle takes a yellow. Morrison goes out for Cardiff. It looks like he hurt his groin quite early on and tried to play on, but he lasted until sort of 33 minutes. This is the first of about 3 efforts by Joe Rules that were all really well hit and all got blocked. Good save from Manoni, this one, volleys it in. Mendes-Lang curls the follow-up, easy save there. So Cardiff had kind of done a pretty good first half, and all of a sudden on 40 minutes, Reading score from another corner and go 2-0 up again. Kelly headed away and Barrow volleys it back in. It deflects it off someone on the way through because Etheridge is diving that way and it goes in the other corner. I thought Cardiff were unlucky to be 2-0 down. Reading by no means outplayed them, and Cardiff kind of, I think, had the better moments up front. So that's the championship for you, though. If you don't defend corners, you end up 2-0 down. Barrow goes through immediately. Cardiff at 6s and 7s. Bamba clears him out. First half ends 2-0 to Reading. I had the narrative completely backwards. The Warnock team is showing more finesse in the final third, and it's the kind of the Jaap Stam team is the one who scored from 2 corners, so completely backwards than how you would normally have expected it there. Second half starts, Manoni saves well at Roll's feet. Luco, nice turn and effort by him. He looks tricky, but he looks very different in a Reading team than he does in a Fulham team, let's just say. Hilarious irony here, because Etheridge is the goalkeeper that nearly gets caught out in the box with the ball at his feet. Reading kind of managed to follow in. Good chance for Kermigan. I'll talk more about him at the end. He didn't look the player he did last season. Weak shot from him. Should have done better. Kelly takes a yellow, stopping a counter-attack. Superb play this from Hoyle. He played well against Ipswich when I saw him. Great feet, good strength. Gets it out from Mendes Lang crosses it in. Hoylett gets in front of the keeper, beats the keeper to the ball, heads it down. It's a gaping goal. The ball hits the ground, bounces up and over the goal. It was real kind of weird kind of one there. Great 1-2 here between Kelly and Aluko. Gaping goal, steered across, but knocked out wide by Peltier. Good defending. Barrow plays in Gunter. It's really open now at this point. Rubbish cross from him. I think Kermodant's in a great spot at the back post. And then lovely pantomime stuff here. So Peltier has a free kick. Kermodant won't retreat. Peltier thinks, okay, well, I'll blast it at him and he'll get a yellow card for not retreating. All the officials miss it. It clips Kermodant and goes out. No one sees, so it should be a Cardiff throw. The ref kind of shrugs his shoulders and gives a Reading throw. Neil Warnock goes absolutely mental in the technical area. And it actually looks like Jaap Stam kind of puts his hand up and goes, look, guys, that's a Cardiff throw in the end, because none of the officials seem to know, but hilarious stuff there. More from Warnock in a little bit. Great 1-2. We've had that. Sorry. Hoylett works in a decent position here. Crosses low to Bennett, who leans back and smashes it over. Poor finish from Bennett, but more to come from him as well. 76. Warnock's banging on at the fourth official. He had been warned, and he gets himself sent off. I thought at this point he was like holding his head on every decision that goes against the team. It looked like he was kind of trying to set up a narrative to defend his players, as if to say, well, look, they lost, but the ref was against them, etc, etc. Patterson goes out, Tomlin goes in, so it's all set up for the big finish now. Tomlin immediately on the end of a Mendes Lang kind of dribble, tries a disguised kind of lazy-ish shot, and it rolls straight through tamely to Manone. Rolls following again. He absolutely smashes this shot. It's going right in the corner. Hits someone on the way through. Rolls, like I say, had 3 great shots in this game. He was pretty unlucky. Feeney, who we saw on loan for Ipswich, comes on for Bogle. And on 82, Cardiff really pressing, and they get what I think was a deserved goal here. Cross comes in, comes out to Bennett, who had a poor finish minutes before. He smashes the left-footed volley in to set up the big finish. Budvarsson comes in for Kelly, so presumably Stam knows now that Warnock is going to throw the kitchen sink, well, from wherever Warnock is, so he wants Kermodant back to defend these balls. Budvarsson goes up front, him linked with Ipswich during the summer. Bakuna takes a yellow for a foul on Hoylett from the free kick. Mendes Lang gets blocked out. Aluko goes out and Popper comes in. Popper nearly scores immediately for Reading, kind of overhit cross, but Etheridge has to tip it over. And then from the corner, good chance for Edwards. He puts it into the side netting. The ref puts the board up, sorry, the fourth official, for 5 minutes stoppage time, and up goes Bamba, the big guy. He goes to the back post. Cardiff win the long throw. He wins the header. He hits the crossbar out. It goes to Tomlin. Everyone holds their breath. He smashes it in on a half volley. Does really well to keep it down. It hits the bar, comes down, hits the bar again, bounces, comes out. All the Cardiff fans behind the goal go mental. They knew it went over the line. The ref gives it a couple of seconds, holds his watch, gives the goal. I've seen loads of them this season. God bless goal line technology. Well done, Cardiff. They get it back to 2-2 from 2-0 down. Amazing stuff from them. Real good fight. Does go down the other end, and there is another chance. Literally the last kick of the game. Edward gets round the back. McShane heads it, hits the top of the post. He could have won it for Cardiff right at the very end. I don't know why I've thrown my book away, because I don't know these players well enough to summarise. Really enjoyed coming to watch a match as a neutral. I didn't care who won and lost. I wanted to come and check out Reading. I got pretty much what I expected. I'd seen Cardiff before. Warnock trusts his forward players. He allows them to try and take people on and make runs. So they were quite flamboyant up front. Reading didn't look as much the team as they did last season. They're still trying to move the ball around, but they've got nippy players now in Aluko on one side, Barrow on the other. They don't so much play through midfield as... It kind of feels like they counter-attack even when they get the ball, because they play it around at the back, wait for the other team to go on and try and play through them and then attack with pace. So I'm interested to see if Mick just stands off his press. I don't know how they're going to play us. for Cardiff, they've got some good quality in there. I enjoyed Hoylett and Mendes-Lang in places, but you've got to say for the fight, Bamba and Rules is such a useful kind of player, pretty much good at everything, wins a lot of tackles, good passer as well. I've got to say my man of the match for Cardiff would have to be Bamba. He takes such responsibility at the back. He's a really big unit. He's a real talker, and he came up at the end and really helped assist with that second goal for them. So he would be my top player for them. For Reading, I'm not entirely sure. They didn't have a standout player. I would say Barrow, but what I'm hoping is the case is that Barrow's not actually that much of a footballer. He's all pace and head down, reasonably effective, but I think Ipswich can defend him on Saturday. Aluko's got a little bit more about him. I'll give Kelly the Reading top guy. He had the quality from the set plays and the one moment in the second half, and that would have been 3-0. So look out for him on Saturday if you're an Ipswich fan. Cardiff, Warnock, whatever you say about him, he gives his attacking players responsibility. Everyone presses. He's got great team spirit. You can see why Cardiff are up there. They're chasing Wolves, who've spent all that money. It looks like they're probably going to stay up there, Cardiff. So, again, I said it at the Cardiff game. The difference between Warnock and Mick is Warnock just goes for it. You know, he really, with the subs, they threw it all at it. You knew they were going to get a chance. And, you know, he's kind of equally as wily as Mick, but just a little bit more of a risk taker. So, as regards to Reading on Saturday, nothing too terrifying. Manone is a personality goalkeeper. He likes to punch the ball a lot and probably can be got at, but he is a good goalkeeper. Bakuna looks a good athlete at right back. I think you can get at the back four when they're playing it about. Edwards and Vandenberg, useful without being, you know, kind of supreme ball players. Kelly looks a good player in behind the front. He has quality. And Aluko is tricky. He doesn't have those same quality players like Kearney, Johansson, and the others at Fulham around him. So he looks a bit more isolated. Barrow, he doesn't seem to have as much brains as he does pace. So hopefully he doesn't score a hat-trick on Saturday. And I would say Kermanigan looks a bit of a fading force. Not the player he was last season. They honestly looked a bit more effective with Budvarsson. That's my report. If you're a Reading fan, let me know. Were you hard done by, or was that a fair point? If you're a Cardiff fan, I think you deserved it. Let me know what you think in the comments. You probably think you deserve to win. You know, Reading put the goals in from 2 corners. If you're an Ipswich fan, are you scared of Reading? Let me know what you think in the comments. Give me a subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. And there'll be more from my podcast, the Blue Monday podcast, this week on Wednesday and Friday. And we'll be doing the Reading game. At the weekend, I'm going to try and get out of the Reading car park, which looks fairly quiet now, and make my way home. Scouting mission complete. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and see you soon.